Hello, everybody. Welcome to Summer Scrapbooking Live. My name is Carolyn. I'm with the Scrapbook School. Glad to have you here, whether you're watching live or on the replay. Welcome. I am so excited to share this project with you. It is a summer mini album. It is based on a template for Cricut Design Space that I created. And the best thing about this project is that even though today we're using the template to make a summer beach album, you're actually going to be able to take the template and make any kind of album that you want with it. I'm going to share the template with you in Cricut Design Space after the show. I'll give you details on how you can get a hold of this template. But it's pretty versatile. You're going to be able to have, it's a 5x7 album. You're going to be able to have pullouts, little interactive pieces, and all kinds of things like that. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for popping in. I'm just saying hi. You haven't missed anything yet. So yeah, I'm really excited to share this with you. There are a lot of different pieces and components. We're going to be diving a little into book binding and book making. So if you've never done that before, this will be something interesting to you. I'm going to be using the We R Makers Cinch to bind the book, but I'm also going to be using another one of their tools to help make covers. What else? There's a lot of little things. So let me just show you what the project looks like in its undone state. So this pile over here are pages that I've done in advance. And these are pages that we're actually going to work on during the show. So we've got some little interactive trifold piece here that we're going to play with. And we're going to make, we got a pocket here and we've got a cover. So I can show you a cool way to make covers. And this is the actual, most of the guts. I am using elements from my See You at the Beach kit. So if you've already picked that up, thank you so much. I hope you're enjoying it. If you haven't, you can go to www.thescrapbookschool.com and get that. It's layout templates as well as SVG and PNG, beach theme, summer themed. So we've got our inside cover. I'm also using elements from the, Summer Dreams Echo Park kit. So you've got some little, I've added some other little stickers so you can see, like, you can use any kind of summer themed kit you want with this, and it works. They pair really well with my stuff. But we've got some photo flips here. We've got like a section divider thingy that you can decorate. More photo flips, space for journaling. There's a ton of space in here for your memories. We've got little pockets. And like, here's a little tag from my kit that you can put in here, or you can put any other tag you want in here. We've got another little insert. So there's a lot of little cool things. And once we put it all together, you'll see how it works. I've got these little posted flags in here to help me remember where to put where these pages go in here. But you'll see how it all works. So let's go into Cricut Design Space because I want to explain what and show you what the actual template is going to look like, because there are a lot of little pieces. So what you would do is you're going to get the link to the file in Design Space, and it's going to be called 5x7 mini album template. You're going to get, let me see if I can move my Cricut screen over. Okay, so in here I've kind of given you an overview. It's 5x7. I give you some recommendations for materials and things like that. So you want to click customize before you actually make it. I recommend doing that for anything anyway. And let me zoom out just a tad. We're not seeing the layers panel. Maybe, I don't know why that is. But anyway, so what I've done with this template is I've broken it down into layers, and each layer represents a section of the template. Okay, so This is one layer. This is our chipboard covers. So I recommend either, I think it's Cricut craft board or chipboard for the front and back cover, just to make sure that everything is sturdy. Then you're going to have over here, this is its own layer. These are going to be the inside pages. I recommend using the chipboard or the book board because, or heavy cardstock, because it's going to be handled a lot. So you want to have some sturdiness to your pages. So I've given you these. You can cut out as many of these as you want. I've given you 4 to start because you're going to have fronts and backs. So that gives you 8 pages. But if you need more, you can cut more. Then on this side here, this is a group of 8 pages. You can use pattern paper or cardstock. These pages would cover your inside pages. So you would cut these and then glue them onto these, and you'll see that. And then we have another layer here, which is paper for your front cover. So to cover your actual book, and the paper on the back of the cover. And then you're going to have these little slips of paper, which is for the inside front cover. If you think about a regular book and you open it up and you have like a page that covers like the inside front, that's what these two are. So you have an inside front and an inside back. And then I've given you, I call it a flap. It's like a pull-out trifold. It's, you know, you put pictures or like sentiments on either side and you pull it out and it folds out. So those are all of the inside pages. And you may have noticed that you see these pink, words and instructions. Those are guides. So you can create a guide layer. I don't know if you all are familiar with that, but you can create a guide layer within Design Space. Like you can create like, shapes. I don't know if you've ever seen that. I might do a video on just guides because most people don't know about them, but I can type anything I want and come over here to the operations menu, and you see where it says guide, you select that. And what's cool about this is that when you're ready to cut your project, you won't see this. This will not cut. It's just there for your reference. So just FYI. These pieces here are your envelopes and pockets. You can, as I said, you could use cardstock or medium weight paper for these. This is like a little envelope. So you can, tuck in like, maybe like ephemera or mementos from your vacation or your beach trip or something like that. You can stuff those into these envelopes. And these are like the little ties, to your envelopes. You can turn that layer on or off if you're not interested in using it. I will be showing you today how to make that and using eyelets and string to like close up the envelopes. The other thing I wanted to point out about these pockets and envelope is that they do have score lines on them. And so you will need to use, if you have available, the score tool. So let me just show you real quick the two score options that you would have. So this one is the original score. I call it the original. This will work in Explorers and Maker machines. You put it in the B slot, like where you put your pins if you use Cricut pins, and it will score with you, for you. This one is for Maker machines. You have to put it in the A slot, and that's also where your blade is. So you'll be prompted to swap out if you have a Maker, you'll be prompted to pull out the cut blade, put this one on, and then when it's finished scoring, take it off and then put the regular blade back in. It's a little inconvenient, but it makes deeper scores. So, either you go with convenience or the other, but those are your two options. If you don't have the scoring tool, you're not interested in getting the scoring tool, if you just turn off those score lines in the layers panel, you can still just cut out these pieces and it's pretty obvious where the folds would go. So then you could just use a bone folder to, you know, like I said, it's kind of obvious where they would go. You could just use a regular old bone folder to fold along those lines pretty easily. Same thing with this pocket here and the envelopes. So that's pretty much the file. Now let me show you I'm going to share this one with you too. This is going to be the project we're actually making today that's based on the template. And I haven't finished putting all the information in, so I'm hoping by the weekend at least I will have everything to share with you. We're going to replace that project. So after you cut your pieces, then you could come over here and use create the pages based on this template. So what I've done is I've created like 8 guides for the inside to match the inside pages, and then just decorated them however I wanted to. And like I said, I'll share this with you and you can use it as a starter. And then I've pulled in elements from See You at the Beach. So this tag and this little title block that I'm going to put on the insert. I made up some other little things using items and images within Cricut Design Space. I brought in these, I copied and pasted the envelopes and the pockets from the template, just so I could, you know, plan out what I wanted to put on those pieces. I'll turn them off when I'm ready to cut. So my recommendation is to cut a layer at a time. Again, there's my layers panel. It's like, why is that? I think I had my window too big. So everything is grouped into layers, as I said. So anything I don't want, I can turn off and on. I recommend cutting a page at a time. I don't know about your machine. I tend to use the desktop version of Design Space. My computer is has a lot of memory, but for some reason it glitches on Design Space. In fact, sometimes the envelopes don't show up. If you get that error, just use the eye, turn it on, turn it off, or reopen, you know, close the file and reopen it. I'm really happy that it's participating because generally during live streams, Design Space acts funny for me. So it's behaving today. I don't know why, but I'm happy. But yeah, I would cut layer at a time. Also, you're going to end up with, like, if you don't cut a layer at a time, if I just went to make this, it would probably show that there's like 50 mats and that's unwieldy for you. And it's also unwieldy for, yeah, like look how many mats there are. It's also unwieldy for Cricut Design Space. It'll just like, it'll lose its mind. So when I was making the project, I found that one at a time worked really well. And I was able to kind of manage the kind of papers and whatever I wanted to use. It was just easier that way. Okay, so now we're going to look at making some of the inside pages. We're going to start with the cover. So I'm going to switch my camera again. One thing I do want to point out that I think is very important is that the album is actually measures 5.5 by 7. Your working area, let me show you on here, is 5 by 7. I did that to account for your coil or your binding or whatever you're going to use. Okay, so this coil, this is a We R Makers Cinch coil, is what they say 0.625 inches, so that's a little over 1/2 inch. When you put the coil in, let me flip it this way. When you put this coil in, right, it's gonna end up like that. So you're going to lose some of this space. So my recommendation to you is to glue on your pattern paper onto your chipboard or whatever you're using for your inside pages and your cover first, then punch your holes, and then do the layouts and the design of the cover. Because what you could end up doing is creeping over into the side. And remember, everything's double-sided. So, you know, you could be like, oh, I'm good on this side. And then you flip it over and you're like, oh, I cut a hole into my design. So again, put the pattern papers, put the covers on your cardstock, or your chipboard or your craft board or whatever you're using first, then go back and decorate the pages, because that will save you some tears, because I've done that in the past, and lesson learned. Okay, so let's create the cover first, because then I can show you some bookbinding. All right, so this piece of paper, I wrote a note to myself. This is my back cover piece. This is my, what do you call it? This is the book board. So it's a little bit heavier or thicker than, okay, my camera's trying to focus. It's a little bit thicker than, I would say it's like a heavy cardstock is what I would say. A heavy cardstock. Oh, well, what hole puncher do you use? Okay, let me go back to that real quick. So hang on. So this is the cinch, right? This is what is punching the holes. If you don't have a cinch, you can use a 3-hole punch. You can bind it with ribbon. You can bind it with like 3-ring. Remember these little guys? I'm sure you've used these in the past. You can bind them with these kind of things. I'm just using the cinch for my project, but any hole punch will do. Whatever you have, whatever you want to use, it's up to you. That's why I did not punch the holes in the template, because I know people, you might just want to do one big hole in the corner and put a ring or ribbon in it and be done, right? So that's why I didn't punch any holes, because I wanted you all to be able to use whatever you wanted to use to do the hole punch. Hopefully that answers your question. Okay, so back to the cover. So this is the inside page for that cover. So let me show you. That's this piece here. And that's this. So this is my cover, and this is that inside page. This would be the cover, and this is the inside page. So this, I want this to be my back, the back of my cover. So I'm going to put my paper down that way. I'm using double-sided paper, obviously. I'm going to put my book board piece here. And then I'm going to use this is a book binding guide from We R Memory Keepers. I'm going to center this piece in the middle. Now I can use my bookbinder's guide to make sure that my piece is centered in on the paper like so, and it is. But I also, when I created the template, I sized it that way so there wouldn't be any issue. And then you can use a couple of different glue options. You can use Aleene's tacky glue, or this is, what is this? Tombow multi mono liquid glue. Either one will work. I'm going to use Aleene's tacky. I used the other for the front cover, and I'm just doing a thin layer. I like Aleene's tacky for book binding type projects. So That's that. And I'm just going to make sure that, yeah, okay. And then just press down. If I want to get the bubbles out, I can use like a brayer. It's not really straight, is it? There we go. Any bubbles, just roll like that. Okay, now here's where the cool thing about this tool is. So you see this little triangle. I can put that right there on the corner, and I'm going to take a pencil and I'm going to draw a line right here. Then I'm going to take this corner and do the same thing. These are essentially what I'm doing is making cut lines. You can get this tool on Amazon, scrapbook.com. You can get the We R Memory brand. Amazon also carries, you know how Amazon carries like brands from companies that I don't know who they are. They're like no-name brands, but you could. A lot of people make that tool, so you can. If you go to Amazon, look for book guide, you'll find it. All right. So now that I've cut these lines or drawn these lines, I'm just going to take my scissors and cut along those lines. Okay, and now set that aside. And then I'm just gonna fold along the sides, top and sides, and I'll glue this down. And the point of this is that it just gives you a nice clean cover edge. Sometimes I've made covers without this tool before I had this tool, and I just don't think my covers looked weird. So this is a nice way of making them. Somebody said professional, but it's like, it's just a scrapbook. I don't want to, I'm not trying to go for professional or whatever. Lefty. Yes, I am a lefty. But I'm also a righty. I'm like an ambidextrous person. So I actually, it's weird. My husband's lefty too. We're both weird. We will eat with our left hand. And that's pretty much it. Like, we'll play sports right-handed. We'll do pretty much everything else left-handed or right-handed, because when you're a lefty in a right-handed world, you gotta survive, and everybody teaching you stuff is usually right-handed, so you just learn to adapt. But what's weird is, like, for some sport, like racket sports, like I just started playing pickleball like everybody else in America, and my teacher, I took a class and the teacher's like, you switch hands while you're playing. I'm like, I know. I don't know why. It's just, it's weird. I do the same thing with badminton. I do the same thing with tennis. It's just a thing I do. I've just learned to adapt to the right-handed world. I think all people who are right-handed are wrong. Well, they say only people, left-handers are the only people in their right mind or something like that. Anyway, so what I've done is I've taken that extra piece and I've covered up the seams, and then I'm just going to roll and just, you know, make sure that everything is bubbled out, you know, no bubbles, everything's smooth. And that is our cover, or a back cover at least. I'm reading your comments. So Adeline says, I have made many books before without this tool and the covers are not pretty. I'm buying this. Oh, great. Yeah. I discovered this. How did I discover? I was watching a YouTube video about bookbinding. What is it? Melon Bindery or whatever. And they're like ASMR bookbinding. She creates really pretty books, and she had, I don't know if she had the tool, but somebody had, you know how you go rabbit holes down YouTube. So I discovered this and I said, I need this. So I mean, and it's cheap. Is it like $5, $7? It's no more than like $8 to $10. And it is so worth it. And if you get We R Memory, it comes in fashion color. So you get your mint and you get your pink. Okay. So, oh, well, let me try something real quick. Nope. All right. That didn't work. I can't try that. Wait, load less going. There we go. I just wanted to have, I hope it's Adeline. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. I just wanted to have Adeline's comment up. So I know I can do that on my software. I've never tried that. Thank you. So, all right. So now let's punch some holes in it so we can see how to use the cinch. So let me grab this contraption. Okay, I'm going to zoom out a skosh so you can see. Okay, now with the cinch, this is the monster cinch. This is the big one. There is a smaller cinch. And then there's another cinch that just came out that has like a whole bunch of different things. I can't speak on that, so I won't. But essentially, this is my hole puncher and binder at the same time. So hopefully you can see what I'm going to do. All right, I've got my cover here. I'm going to turn it on with the back side facing up, and it's got this guide. I'm going to put my cover in through the guide like so and push down. Ugh. Okay. Can you see the holes there? Now I'm not done. So when you, if you get the cinch, I'm trying to show you in between it. So this little guide here tells you what you need to do in terms of pulling out these little nodule thingies here. Depending on the size of your book is the peg that you have to pull. So we're doing this 7-inch because it's 7 inches tall. So I have to pull peg 2, and I will pull this. Then I pull my guide out. I slide the book cover to the end of the guide. And then there's this little button here, and it says that I have to push it down into the second from the last hole. I pull my peg, make sure that's peg number 2 is pulled, and then I push down again. Push that button up, and then that gives me all of the holes that I need. I'm going to take my cover that I've already done and just line it up, make sure it works. Yes. So that's how you use the cinch. And the cinch will go up to 12 inches or A4 or A4. Yeah, 12 inches. So like a 12 by 12 book or A4. Adeline says, I've had my large cinch on Facebook Marketplace because I never used it. I just pulled it. Okay, I'm telling you. Once you figure out how to use it, it is so much fun. I love it. I mean, I'm going to probably do like some bookbinding videos because I've been playing a lot with a lot of the bookbinding stuff and I'm really enjoying it. All right, so we're going to put this pocket. This is one of the pockets from the template, and we're going to put it right here. I'm going to use some Aleene's on the back. You could use regular adhesive. for this too. I would, like, as you're making your books, I would consider, like, what are the things that you really need to be stuck down for posterity, and use the thick glue for that. Anything else you could just get away with regular adhesive. And now you're seeing why it's so important to cut your hole first before you do your page. Because, you know, you could get it over there and then you'd be sorry. This is a tag from my See You at the Beach embellishments kit. So I thought it would look really cute on top of that. And like I said, you could put your tickets in here, some hidden journaling, whatever you want. I'm going to use my, because this is a flat design except for those flip-flops, I'm just going to use my brayer to just glue that down. All right, and we'll set that aside and let it dry. All right, now let's work on some other pages. Let's do this little trifold guy. So this is one of the inserts I was telling you about, little interactive inserts, and I've already cut out the different pieces that I want. This is a sticker. So for this, I'm probably gonna put it sort of like at the, it's either gonna be in the middle. Yeah, I think I'm gonna fit it, sorry, you can't see what I'm looking at. Probably like in the middle of a page. I could put it at the top or the bottom. I'm probably gonna have it in the middle of a page. And it's got 3 panels. And this panel is 4 by 4. I'm going to get my regular tape roller, and this is going to go here. I might have to cut off a little bit more. Yeah, I'm going to use my little old school creative memories from when I first started scrapbooking trimmer. I use this to trim photos though. It's still useful. Oops. Yeah, so yeah, that works a little bit better. Like I said, this is the Summer Dreams, yeah, from Echo Park. And I checked on Amazon, so if you want to do a summer themed, because I didn't really have any summer themed scrapbook paper in my stash, so I had to actually go and get some. And there's quite a few summer theme paper kits out there on Amazon and scrapbook.com. But Amazon, if you're an Amazon person, you might want to check those out. And then I'm going to flip this over, and how did I have this? Yeah, so when it's in my book, it's going to be like this, and then I'm going to be able to pull it out. And then I'm also going, and this piece is going to be, you know, not glued down, but it's just going to be on the back. So I'm only going to worry about decorating these 2 panels. I don't have any real pictures today, so I'm using these placeholders just to give you an idea. This is a little journaling spot because it's important to include your journaling. 3 by 4. All I had to do, it was like a sheet. I just cut it out. And then I can just add, I'm going to probably, no, I'll leave it flat. I was going to add a little pop dot, but I'll just leave it flat. And then take this little sticker and probably put that right there. like so. And you could decorate in here. I'm just, you know, doing it quick and dirty so you can see. So this would be our little pull-out interactive piece. Pretty cool. All right, so we're gonna put that aside. Now let's work on another. So this is gonna be the back side of this, and we're gonna make an envelope. So I've got those little fastener things. I don't know if you remember seeing that from the Design Space file. I cut these from the, what is it, the craft board, because I wanted it to be a little thicker. I did do it with heavy cardstock. Let me see if I have a sample of that available so you could see it. Here it is. So this is the original one when I was fooling around with it. This is what, well, similar envelope, similar style, but this would be the envelope. But you see when I used like regular cardstock, it got kind of crinkly. So I decided to try it with the book board or whatever, and we'll see how that works. But this is what the finished envelope is supposed to look like. So I've got some pre-cut letters and I'm going to decorate the outside of the envelope with, and it's going to go in the center of this page. So I've already scored, and this is what I mean, like if you don't have the scoring tool, you can kind of see where you would, you know, need to score to get this envelope where you need it to go. But obviously the scoring tool makes it very easy, especially if you're dealing with like a heavier paper. Like the sample I showed you, this is just regular pattern paper, like a cardstock weight pattern paper. And this one is a basil dotted, and it's a little heavier. So I'm going to fold it like this. Oh. And I've got my bone folder. I like to just go, let me flip this. I want a harder surface to, I just like to go over my folds, just my creases, just to, especially on this paper because it's thick. Okay. And then I'm going to use some Aleene's lightly. This stuff is Aleene's is very thick if you've never used it before, but it glues like everything. It's like an all-purpose type of glue. You could also use double-sided tape. That would also work. I may not have put enough Aleene's on. Yes, no. Let's do a little bit more. Yep. Okay. Now, this is the interesting part. And I probably should have done this before I cut everything, but live and learn. So my fastener is going to go here, and I'm just going to take my pencil and just do a little dot there so I know where it goes. And then I want my envelope closure, other side fastener, to go about there. So what I need to do now is I need to cut a hole here, And this is a 1/8 inch hole to fit your eyelets. So let me show you the eyelets really quick. And these are from my stash. I've had these for a zillion years. So they're, whoop, we'll just dump the whole thing. Okay, so you can see how small they are. Those are the 1/8 inch eyelets. And we're going to use this is a We R Memory Keepers heavy project, I'll tell you. They should be giving me something for free advertising, I'll tell you. Just going to set that over here. So I'm using the Crocodile to make my hole. And I'm going to use the 1/8 inch side since that's the size of the hole. And it would cut here. So just line that up and punch my hole. And then for this one, this is where I said I should have probably not glued it. I may not be able to, yeah, I'm not going to be able to fit it. So that's where this guy comes in. This is the Big Bite. And it works in principle the same way, but it's bigger. So, and it allows you to go deeper in. So let's see if I can do that. So I'm going to set my dial here to 1/8 at the top. And then, let's see. Nope. Oh, I'm going to do something I shouldn't do, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to unpeel that and then line up and punch. Okay, so those are my two holes. And then we're going to use, excuse me, our eyelets. So I'm going to take my fastener and I'm going to position it over the first hole, add my eyelet in like that. And then we're going to switch our Big Bite over to, actually, well, I can show you with the Big Bite and I'll show you with the handheld. Switch it over to the eyelet press. I've already preset the eyelet to where it needs to be. This is where I always get confused. I can't remember if I'm supposed to do the oops. I put my machine, can't remember if I'm supposed to put the eyelet up or down, but anyway. I press down. I know you can't really see that. And then have my fastener, and then I'm going to do the same on the other side, but I'm going to use the handheld if it fits. It may not reach. Nope, it doesn't reach. So I have to go back to this guy. This one is nice only because it reaches into those areas where it's hard to get with the handheld one, but I like the handheld one better because I feel like I can manage it better. I just feel like this one is just a little unwieldy sometimes, and it's hard to see. So this is what I'm doing. And then crunch down. I call it crunching down because that's what it feels like. And I did mess it up, but because I can't see the hole, but you get the gist. And like I said, you can skip this part. You don't need the fasteners if you don't want to use them, but they are there. You can turn off that layer in the template. Okay, so let's pretend that this is glued down since I had to pull it up. Okay, and then I'm going to take some baker's twine and I'm going to make a loop and scooch it underneath my fastener. Actually, it's probably easier to do it. Oh, bottom eyelet popped out. Make a knot. Underneath here. And this is how I crinkled up that other thing, which is why I said it's better to use a thicker piece of paper for those fasteners, and then loop it around. In a perfect world, if I hadn't messed up my eyelet here, let's just pretend that it's there. And loop it, and then you would cut it, and then that's how you would do your thing if it worked. It would look like this. So I'll fix that later, but I am going to, what you would do is I would probably put it this way on the page so it gives me more clearance on this side. And I'm going to tack it on here lightly so I can go back later and fix it. Wouldn't be a YouTube live if I didn't make a mistake. All right, so we'll fix that later. All right, but you get the deal. All right, so now let's do another page. This one, oh, wait, was I supposed to? I was supposed to put something else here. I think I was supposed to put like a little, what was I supposed to put here? This, Summer Memories. But it may not fit. All right, put it on the wrong page, but we'll go back to that. All right, so this one, we've got two sides here. So on this page, this goes near the back. So as you can see, it's pretty easy to, except for that little snafu with the envelopes, it's pretty easy to put this together. Oh, I see what I did. Okay, this is where we're gluing the pages. All right, I prepped for this live days ago, so I'm trying to remember. So this is what our book board would look like undecorated, and I'm just adding the cover here, or the pages to cover up that book board. Now the Cricut book board comes in white, black, and craft. What you just saw was craft, and the one I have is a sampler, so I get a few sheets of the white, the black, and the craft together. But you can also just get them all in one color packs as well. And I try to keep the glue kind of towards the insides, because I don't, when you roll it out and take the bubbles out, the glue will spread outward. So I just leave like maybe 1/4 of an inch margin to allow for the glue to spread. Okay. And then, let's see, I've still got a little bit of bubbles. We're gonna have to cut this, but I know that this goes here. So I'm gonna glue this on first. And then I'm going to cut my page. And I think on the back, this would go down like so. I think we're going to be good. Yeah, so I don't need to glue anything down on that side. All right, so let's get my cinch back. And we're going to do the same thing as we did before, is to do our holes. Can you see? Then get our second hole, pull out our peg, finish. Sorry for the noise. And yeah, so that looks good. And then all we have to do is add our photo mat. And then, let's see, I've got these little SVG, or these were SVGs from the See You at the Beach kit. I used the create sticker function to make them flattened. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some pop dots to pop those off our page. And these are from scrapbook.com. I think they were freebies that were included in a shipment of something. And they were like, do you want some free pop dots? I'm like, yeah, because it's free. I'm not going to say no to that. Now you can decorate your SVGs and your other elements, and when I show you the finished book, you'll see some of those. And then we have this little sticker that I'm just going to stick here. Now I'm not really going to put pictures in here, so that's why I'm able to glue these things down. Obviously, if you are going to use placeholders, just make sure you use removable adhesive so that you can do that without ruining anything. So you may have seen me flip through, and you may have seen these little photo flips. Close to My Heart used to make them, but since Close to My Heart is no more, I found them from Snap Studio, which is Really Simple Stories. And these are photo flip pockets that you can use for extra photos and journaling or what have you. This is a variety pack. You get 4x4, 4x6, 4 4x4, and 4 3x4 slots or flips in here. So that's that. So let me show you how I'm going to do this. So I'm going to put this down. It's going to act as sort of like a mat to these photo flip pockets. Oh, it was actually this way. And I've got these little doodads here. Okay. So this, let me glue this down. Put it down like so. And then I'm going to add, well, I'm going to add this. And I like to fold it so that the adhesive side is down, and then when I flip it up, I can stick my stuff in here. And I'm just going to line it up kind of like that on my mat. Luckily they're forgiving, like that, like so. Might want to. It's hard because I'm trying to do this away from me so that you all can see, because this is kind of far away from me. So it's hard for me to see like if I've got it in there good. Okay, so I'm gonna have this here just to kind of cover up that seam. And I'll put that right there in the center. And then I've got, I always do this backwards, so I think this, is that? Yep. And then here, and you, like I said, you could put journaling here, you could put photos here. It's up to you. And then I've got these little, and I might put these here. Yeah. And I'm going to keep them flat since that flap is there. But just peeking out from here like that. And if I wanted to, I could put something else there, but I kind of like seeing the little beach guys. Okay, so that's that. So we have done all of our inside pages, and let's go through them. I think this goes in the back. And then after we go through them, we're gonna bind this guy. So of course I've lost my cover. Where did my cover go? Here it is. All right. So here's my cover. And the only thing I added was like these little crystal things and some stickers. This is from the See You at the Beach kit. I pulled this part from a title from one of the layouts in the See You at the Beach kit, and then used it to make the title for this cover. Pretty simple. You've already seen this. This is one of the little pockets. You can stick tickets or whatever in there. We've got 4x6 photo. We've got some flips, 4x6 photo flips here. So that goes there. These are just pocket cards that I had from somewhere else that I've pulled in for this kit. This is one of the inserts. This is the title. This is one of the titles from the See You at the Beach embellishment kit. So I just basically took the title and slapped it on here. On this side, we've got a little pocket thing and some stickers. This page, we've got more flippity flips and some pocket cards that I've stuck in here. This is telling me that the trifold needs to go here, so let me grab that. Oh, I'm sorry, these two pages are stuck together. So this one, this little suite, I don't know if you can see that. It kind of looks like it's vinyl-ish or something. No, it is Nuvo jewel drops. And these are cool. They're dimensional detailing, and it comes out, you know, sort of like a, it comes out not clear, but it dries translucent. And they come in different colors. And I cut these out with the Cricut, and then I just put this on, a layer of this on, and it dried to a really cool finish. I loved how it turned out. I didn't think it was going to turn out like that, but it does look like it's kind of like adhesive, or not adhesive, like a vinyl kind of thing. Epoxy. It's not even really epoxy. It kind of is, but it's epoxy is a little thicker. This is thinner, so that's why it reminds me of like a vinyl type thing. All right, so then my trifold that I made is supposed to go here, like that. Now, if I wanted to, I could put something on the back too, but I'm not. I'm gonna leave it the way it is, just so I can, all right. Okay, then I've got an insert that I decorated front and back, that goes there. I've got this pocket, and I use one of the tags in there. And that will probably go here. Now, this piece, It's a Vibe, is kind of cool. So I'll probably put that right here. This paper, I actually created that paper design using Distress Oxide inks. I was in Michael's and I saw them and I was like, what do those do? Well, let me try it out. And I actually have a video of me making it. So I'm going to play that for you right now. Hopefully it works. Let me see. This is the video of me doing, using the inks. So you got to shake them up. I love how intense it comes on when it sprays. But then I use some water to help the colors blend together. And then I just kind of dabbed it a little and spread it out with the paper towel. And now I just used it to cut out this shape. I actually cut out some other shapes on here too. But you can see I use a Cricut pen to put It's a Vibe on there. Or It's a, and then the vibe is the letters, but they cut out this shape. And voila. So I thought that was pretty cool. So that's how I made this. And then on the back I just decorated it with some stickers. So I'm going to stick that there. Then I've got another insert that I just decorated. And then I've got the crazy pocket that doesn't work. The crazy envelope that doesn't work, but we'll deal with that later. That goes here. Then we've got this and that. Yeah, the spray stuff is really cool. And again, when you add water to it, it helps give you that like gradient look to it. But it also, you could do a million other different things. I just haven't gone that far with it. Like I said, I bought it and I was like, what do you do with that? And then I looked it up on YouTube, like, what do you do? And one of the uses was what I showed. So I'm sure there's a zillion other things you can do. I'm going to just play with it. If I come up with some different things, I'll share it. And this is our back cover. So this is our mini album. Now it's time to bind it. Okay, so as I said earlier, if you do not have the cinch tool, you can simply cut holes or punch holes into, let me put myself back up so you can see me. You haven't seen me for a while, so I'm going to get back on camera. If you do not have the cinch tool, you can use a 3-hole punch to just punch the individual pages. Tie them with ribbon or those binder rings that I showed you. Even you can get these kinds of binder rings too. So like maybe it doesn't go through the whole album. They're short, so they like go like in the middle of your album, like this. If you wanted to, you'd have to cut your holes a certain way. I didn't want to experiment with that yet. I'm going to, because I really like these. And you don't need a We R Memories Keeper, even though this is a We R binder or rings, you don't need the cinch to use these. Just punch holes in it wherever you want. 1 hole, 2 hole, 3 hole, multi-hole. It's up to you. I just decided to use the cinch. And I'm either I think I'm going to use, these are let me switch cameras. You've seen enough of me. Okay. So these are the 2 types of coil. This is a clear coil, and this is probably more forgiving than this one. This one is trickier. I'm going to show you the tricky one because I'm hard-headed, and you know, if I make a mistake, then you know not what to do, right? Okay, so let's bring the monster up, and let me zoom out a little so you can see. All right, so we don't need this part anymore, but we do need this side. I don't know how I'm gonna, does that work? Or is this better? This is probably better. Or is this better? I don't know. You let me know if you guys can see or not. It's because this thing is in the way. I don't know. Anyway, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your binder ring coil, and you're gonna, you've got 2 sides. You've got like a big loop, and then you've got these tiny loops. You want the big loop, and you're just gonna hook them onto the cinch. The cinch has these little hook things on them that will allow the coil to sit. Okay? Then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to start putting your pages on. But there's a trick to putting your pages on. You have to put them in a certain order. So I need my front and my back covers for this part. And I'm just looking at my instruction sheet to make sure that I do it the right way. Here are the instructions. So yeah, we need to, and the instructions are like all over the place. 'Cause it's like, do this, do that, do this, do that. You want, you want your front and your back covers on first before you put your inside pages. So give me a second to make sure that I'm doing it right. It's not on this one. Okay, it's on my mini cinch. My mini cinch tells me, but hey, we'll figure it out. So you put your pages in like so, and I believe, because what's going to happen is you're going to flip it. I think actually this goes first. Sorry guys, I should have looked that up before I did that. But I think, yeah. That's really weird. It doesn't tell me. Oh, here we go. The front and back covers should face each other. So we want, okay. The inside pages go in first. I knew there was a wacky order. Okay, I'm sorry about that, guys. It's the inside pages. So we're going to put all of our inside pages on first. And the reason why it's this way is because of the way you have to flip the covers. when you fold everything. I am so sorry about that. These two are a little special because they're short inserts. There we go. I want this one to be in the center. And then this. Now the good thing about these coils or using the cinch is because, you know, it's a little, the rings are a little more than half an inch. Whereas if you didn't use the cinch and use ribbons or something like that, it would be harder to flip the book around. But, you know, that's up to you how, ultimately how you want to do it. Or you just don't put as many pages in your book, you know, it's up to you. Okay, so the front and the back covers. So we need to put the front cover down first. Okay. Then we put the back cover on, but they should be facing each other. And you know what? Look, I glued it upside down because this has to be facing. And I use Aleene's too, and that puppy ain't coming up. All right, but anyway, you get the gist. Your inside, oh wait, no wait. The front and back covers should face each other. No, I'm right. There we go. Whew, I was gonna say, if I had another error, people would be like, we are not watching this channel anymore. Okay, this is the back cover, this is the front cover. They should face each other. There you go. Oh my gosh. All right. So now the next thing we need to do is we need to trim. Now they say trim. I like to trim last. I'm not going to trim right now, only because I want to make sure that this guy is lifted like that. Right, so you would trim off the excess that you don't need. And then you come around here and you have this dial at the top that you can turn to match what your coil is. You have to push it in and turn it. So my coil is the 5/8 of an inch, which is the 0.625 according to the box. Let me just show you the box, just so you know what it looks like. And there's 16 that comes in here, and you have different colors. It's a variety pack. So it says 0.625. That means it's 5/8. I don't know why they didn't put that on the box, because that would correspond with this. Because people have to do math and they don't want to do math. It should just say this is 0.625, or on the box say 5/8 of an inch. I don't know. Anyway. And you want to put, you're going to have to put your book into this little part here, and you're going to press down. Okay. You want the narrow, or these longer guys on the top, because they're going to fold down into here. So you want the long ones here. You're going to put your book up against this part here. Just butt it up against there. Watch your fingers. Make sure that, I'm going to stand up, make sure that all of the coils are underneath this little masher thing. And then you're going to press down. Okay, and you get that. I'm going to move this out of the way. And now I'm going to trim. And I've got these needle nose wire clippers. And you want to cut it right here, like at the edge of that book. Right here. So I'm going to come in and like so. Now what you'll on these ends here, I don't know if you can see that, they're kind of sharp. So if you want, you can kind of curl them under like so. So that you don't hurt anybody or hurt yourself. You see I'm switching hands? It's because I'm ambidextrous. I'm fancy. All right. That's our book. Now, it is pretty thick. If you want it to, you know, you've seen those like big rubber band type things. You can do that. You can have a band on the book. But that's our album, guys. Pretty neat, huh? I think you can do this. You think you can do this? Leave a comment if you think you can do this. I love these little like insert thingies. You've got all these little interactive pieces that just make it interesting, not so flat. We'll fix that. We're going to pretend that this works. Yay, envelope. But yeah, that's pretty cool. And then got my little pocket, my back pocket here for brochures or tickets or whatever. And that's it. That's our mini album. Other thing you could do is if you wanted to, you could have like a little ribbon with maybe like a little keepsake dangly thing, like some shells or whatever your theme is going to be. Because again, the template that I showed you for the basic guts of the album is universal. You could use it for any theme. Thank you. You can use it for any theme thing that you want. Christmas, baby book, for sure. You know, like a book of me, or if you're a junk journaler, you know, there's some people who like to do junk journaling. This template is perfect for that. And you can cut out as many of these little inserts and interactive pieces and things like that as you, or pockets, envelopes, we won't go there, as you want. So, I don't know. So I am going to share the two files. If you go to the description, I'll leave the description. I think it should be there already. There's a link. I haven't finished printing out the instructions and stuff yet, but if you sign up, you'll get an email from me. You'll get a PDF download, which will have color photos of this, the schematic for the basic template, and the link to the template and this design in Cricut Design Space. Caveat, there's always a caveat. This album works with Joy Extra, the Explore series, and Maker. It does not work with original Cricut Joy because it is 5x7. You need a cutting space of at least 8.5 by 12. So the Joy Extra, you could make this on the Joy Extra. the maker and the explorer, no problem. The other caveat, there are some elements in the template that were made with all access. So if you are a Cricut all access user, subscriber, you shouldn't have any problems. If you are not a Cricut all access subscriber, you may not be able to access some of the envelopes. However, in the instruction sheet that I'm going to give you, I'm going to have the design so you can add in your own envelopes or your own, like if you have your own SVG envelopes, put those in there, or you just, whatever you have access to in Cricut and you need an envelope, I'm sure there's a free envelope for you to use. So either way, you could still make this on your own, whether or not you're an all access member or not. Thank you, Patricia. So look for that. Yeah, so go to that link in the description and you'll get an email when I have everything ready to go. It's pretty much ready to go. What else? Yes, so we're doing one more live stream as part of the summer scrapbooking series. And oh wait, Patricia says we'll need to try alternate binding style, no cinch here. Okay, yeah, it'll work. However you want to bind it, it'll work. But everybody should get this, the book guide. Everybody, because it really makes your covers turn out really nicely. Yep. In fact, I should probably try to make this without the cinch, just out of curiosity. There's also the thermal cinch, but some people say they're having issues with it. Like you can't open it up. So, but yeah, I think any binding that you want to do will work. Oh, live stream. So the next live stream, so I'm in the process of moving my mom in with me. And so my summer has been absolutely out of control. So I was going to do a live stream next week, but I probably need another week to prepare. And then after that, it's 4th of July. If you're watching this live, you'll know what I mean. So it may be after that, and that'll be the last in the summer scrapbooking series. And we're going to make coasters and probably like a little beach bag pouch type thing. So I need time to prepare for that. So I will let you know when I actually do it. On the original schedule, it says for June 27th, but that ain't gonna happen. Sorry. Life is happening. But I am gonna do it. What else is coming up? Later in the summer, I'm gonna do a lot more like Cricut tricks and stuff, because like that contour panel, there's some interesting things you can do with the contour panel. And actually those envelopes in here were made with the contour panel. There's like a special trick I did. So I would do a separate video with that. And if there's other things that you want to see me do, just send me an email, Carolyn@thescrapbookschool.com, or you can leave a comment below saying, I want you to make more of these or do a demo in this. I'm always looking for ideas from you guys. And if you ever make something with one of my templates, or I'd love to see it. I really do get a kick out of it. And I want to showcase it on my website or social media. So you can hit me at Instagram @thescrapbookschool.com, or I can put it on the website. I need to get better about doing that, because I did get some samples from people, and it's just like I said, life, it's crazy. But the good thing is my birthday is tomorrow, and I am going to have my pre-birthday celebration tonight. I'm going to have some lamb chops and some mija sangria, which is really good if you can find it, and some birthday cake, because I can't wait for it tomorrow. In fact, I'm one of those people that take the whole month of June to celebrate their birthday. And so that's what I'm about to do. So I'm going to sign off and say thank you for joining. Give this video a thumbs up or a like if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I really appreciate you coming in. I love your comments. Thank you so much for joining me today. And thank you. And I hope everyone has a good rest of the week. Please stay hydrated and cool if you can with this heat wave. It is insane. Thank you for the birthday wishes. And as always, you know what I'm about to say. Happy scrapping. I'll see you later. Take care.